The Los Angeles City Council passed a measure to waive fees for producers who shoot television pilots on location in the city, and this is part of the campaign to stem runaway productions in Los Angeles.
Yes. Well, look, everybody, simple math. I have to do. First off, you can shoot these guys. Let me say something. Television and movie people, it is their job to make whatever location look like whatever other location. So if you can make some patch of land in the Mojave Desert look like a western town from 1861, believe you me, you can make downtown Toronto look like downtown Chicago. It's pretty fucking simple. If you can go ahead in time 100 years or go back in time 1,000 years, believe you me, you can swap out the two warehouses you need to shoot in. So then it just becomes about math. Well, how much is it going to cost to get my ass and a handful of other people to New Mexico to shoot this shit and pick up a local crew versus shoot it in downtown L.A., which is insanely overregulated? Then the hypocritical TV industry and movie industry does exactly what they fucking complain about all day, which is they hop on a plane, abandon wherever they live, and they shoot movies. Like when I was doing a show in Winnipeg, Sam Jackson was in the room next to me, shooting a movie about a cop that took place in Detroit or Chicago or whatever it is. Sam Jackson's in Winnipeg because it saves a nickel. This is all they do. So what I'm saying is that if these people will do it, who won't do it? You know, like if the most thoughtful people on the planet will do it. I mean, if the people that are left-leaning never stop talking about paying your fair share, never stop talking about giving back, never stop talking about, well, look, fine, but pay a little more and do what's right for the community. These people fucking run to the airport to get the fuck out of this town to shoot somewhere in another country. If they will do it, who won't do it? Do you think the evil companies won't go to Texas and set up shop? Everybody will leave.
Everyone already has.
Already has and will do it. So listen, idiots, you're not giving them incentives to attract them. You're rolling back the regulations that sent them fleeing. You guys got greedy. Look, it's no fucking different than, it's like California, Los Angeles. It used to be a good restaurant. The service was good. The prices were fair. You'd pay a little extra because it had a nice view. You could see the ocean. It was on PCH. So it's like, all right, that fish taco is $8 instead of $6, but you're staring at the Pacific Ocean. And then they started getting greedy. And they kept, it used to be parking was free. Yeah, it's $4 now. And then it went to $8. Then it went to $12. Then the fucking tacos went up to $15.
But never increasing in quality.
No, it's just the same tacos, same parking lot that everyone used to use. That's the whole thing. You got the same buildings, the same alleys, this same atmosphere that, 99% of productions were shot here because this is where all the talent lives. This is where all the producers live. This is where all the directors live. This is where all the crew lives. They're all the lighting houses and all the equipment rental places. They're all here, but they have to leave because you guys start charging too much for fucking tacos. And now you're doing this thing where you're like, oh, hey, fans of tacos, guess who's coming back on the prices? Yeah, and by the way, we don't think you're doing it because you're good people. You're doing it because you're losing a ton of fucking money, you idiots. How else did you think this was going to work? And by the way, doesn't anyone study this? Like, of course it's going to work this way. And it's exactly what's been going on. And it's not like we haven't been aware of it for over a decade. I mean, Villaraigosa was too busy fucking reporters from Telemundo to ever get, or doing rails with Charlie Sheen or whatever the fuck he was doing. But we should have seen this at the beginning. We talk about all the time. Breaking Bad is off the air now. It had 5 seasons in New Mexico. It was supposed to be in Riverside, California. I drove Cranston to the airport. I don't think Cranston, who lives in the San Fernando Valley, particularly wanted to spend months on end in New Mexico or shuttling back and forth from New Mexico to Los Angeles, but he had to.
Now there's entire local industries built up in New Mexico or in Vancouver or wherever, and now it's going to be harder to shut the barn door after the horses run out.
Somewhere around 2 decades ago, when this all began, and somebody's remedy for it was, well, now we have to increase taxes to make up for this void, somebody should have fucking hit him with a slipper and said, you're going the wrong direction. Don't increase taxes to fill the void. That'll be more fleeing. Lower them down and make it hospitable for them, and then they'll stay around, and then we'll all share the 20% versus the 0% of 50%, which you were trying to charge. It's a simple equation. I don't know why there's not. Shouldn't we have like a business czar in like every big town? I mean, it's all we are is a business. I mean, you can call it a community. There's a group of firemen and a group of school teachers and a group of whatever, but it's really just one big business. And the business is made up of small businesses trying to sort of coexist around each other and a symbiotic relationship. Like, hey, you have a cab? Good. I have a nightclub. I'm going to work a deal out with you where you come to my nightclub. And whatever it is, that'll be our little existence. And the city's job is to be sort of the band conductor, the state's jobs. Like you help everything work, but don't overregulate everything till we're always at the bottom of everyone's list of. And again, I talked to my buddy Skip, who does the show. We were standing, unfortunately, in South Central, but we were standing outside. We were literally hot. Like we had to seek shade. It was 1:30 in the afternoon, and it was hot. And I said, can you just believe you came from a place that was completely snowed in? And yeah, that's why we charge what we charge for the tacos. But we got too greedy, and people started fleeing. So now we'll reel it back and see what happens. You think it'll work? I mean, I know it'll work because Hollywood, no matter what they talk about, and it's overcompensation with all the heart and all the fucking giving back and all the joining hands and all this bullshit. One big fat business. All they do is they will leave or they will stay depending on what kind of deal you're giving them. And they don't really have a choice. They just have producers that are in charge of the bottom line. They'd get fired if they stayed in places that were more expensive than going to Louisiana, New Mexico, or Vancouver.
You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
This program is intended for mature audiences only. If you have any homicidal or suicidal feelings, please consult a doctor before listening to this program.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you are. That's right, ladies and gentlemen of the press of the world. You've got it tuned to HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk. For today's coffee and cigarettes, the Thursday Double-Double. Yes, you do. And good to have you here, as always. Yes. And man. How many times can I say man? Well, a lot, actually. Good show for you today. Really good double-double here today. Today in the coffee shop, we're debating Facebook's new gender options. Yeah, because we're not just male and female anymore. No. We've apparently got new magical genders that the human race has never seen before, so Facebook, of course, has to follow suit and allow us to express whatever third, fourth, fifth, or even 60th gender we magically are. So, of course, we're discussing that today. Well, of course, Jihadi John. Yes, well, they actually know who he is now. Yeah. They've figured it out. The man behind the mask, apparently based on his eye information, I guess, they've discovered the identity of Jihadi John, and he is therefore named. So all we got to do now is go out and find him on Facebook and Twitter and behead him on YouTube, and everything will be okay. Also, a massive black hole has been discovered 2 billion light years, away. We're all going to die, of course. And ISIS now holds 250 brand spanking new Christian hostages in Syria. I guess YouTube is really going to be busy this year. All that and so much more on the show today. So come on in, grab a cup, have a seat, and light one up, ladies and gentlemen. It is coffee time. Yeah, well, sorry about that. You know me, I get a little carried away with coffee in my mouth. Just, yeah, ignore me, I'll go away. Well, I do have to remind you and let you all know, of course, that today's show is...
powered by Procast.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely it is. And the, of course, social media goddess, queen / princess of the world herself, the one, the only Jenny McCartney, is, of course, in that booth right there, pushing those buttons, making the show go today. Thanks for bringing me back with a mouthful of coffee. And yes, I do have to introduce our co-host / guest host people kind of thing. Yeah, I do have to do that. So today, coming to us live via satellite as always, because that's the way he likes us to say it. Can't just say he's on the phone. That's boring. Is the one, the only Louis Lawless. Louis, are you there?
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
We can certainly try, sir. Yeah,
you know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Absolutely, we've got it.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
All right, well, also joining us from her undisclosed location somewhere out there, probably California or Florida, one of the two, is the one, the only Kirstie Alley.
A lot of the times we are happy with each other because we're together and we are our own support system. So, but right now, I mean, I feel good. I feel great to be here. It does give you a viewpoint of you should freaking feel good to be here.
Well, you know you should, because you can be replaced at any time. And, of course, that trademark voice is the one, the only George Takei, all the way from his home in Los Angeles, California. Thanks for being here, George.
I think it's a treat to be here talking with you.
Well, it's good to have you as always. Yes, thank you.
Okay, good. We're in pretty good company.
We are, as always. We got it together. We're set to go.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
And that's right, Louis, and so do we, and that's why you're here, and that's why we're all here, and George is here. And, yeah.
He needs love, Chris. Come on.
Well, I know.
You got to dispense more love from yourself. All these people are hurting here.
Well, hurt no more, people. I am here. Yes, the great one. George, give us the lowdown. Who are you? How do we know you?
I'm George Takei, and when I'm walking down the street, people shout out,
Hey, Sulu.
So I'm known more as Sulu than as George Takei, which is what I really am.
Mm-hmm. And Jenny, no, not Jenny. See, doing Jenny. Yes. Kirstie is doing Jenny. I think she is anyway. You are still doing the Jenny Craig thing, yeah?
Well, I'm doing Jenny Craig, and I'm the Jenny Craig spokesperson. I did it before. I lost weight. I kept it off for 3 years. Then I started slowly gaining it back. They wanted to help me. You can't really help someone unless they want help. I'm really sticking to the program, and the difference this time for me is that I'm really hard-headed. It's like, I used to be a cocaine addict, right? Well,
Right.
addict, whatever you want to call him. But I'm hard-headed, so it took me 4 times to go, I'm not doing this anymore. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. And then the last time I was just like, this is ruining my life. Once I come to that point with anything, that's what I've come to with gaining weight. This is freaking wasting my time, ruining my life. And I'm sort of an analytical person. So it's like, I'm done.
That's good. Well, it's nice to hear that, once you've ruined your life on something, you move on. Yeah.
About fucking time. Move on.
All right. Well, moving on today, I guess we'll get into our first big story up for bids on The Price is Absolutely Freaking Wrong. That is, of course, the world going nuts. The world is going nuts. Seriously. No, it is. The world going nuts because of the announcement today and the implementation today of Facebook's latest, I don't know, insanity, I guess. Well, yeah.
I think when you see the insanity in things, once I saw the insanity of drugs and really what it was doing to my life, I stopped.
Okay, well, that's good.
I've said too much.
Yeah, yeah, we should let that go.
Okay, good. We're in pretty good company.
I hope so. Yeah.
The music is fantastic.
Mm.
Oh, you got to hear it.
Well, we all hear the music, Louis. Well, here we go. All right, I'm holding on to my butt. I'm ready to go. In San Francisco today, don't fit into any of the 58 gender identity options offered by Facebook. Well, no worries. Now there is a 59th. Oh, I'm not even kidding here. Absolutely. Top story today on Coffee and Cigarettes and, well, everywhere else for that matter. Shut up, George.
You are a douchebag.
I know. It's fine. I don't need 59 genders, thank you. I don't think any of us need 59 genders, for God's sake. Well, it's not technically 59 genders, but it is options for what you would say about that. And the 59th now is creating, much the stir. Yes. Oh, yes. Too much. Quote, fill in the blank is now what you can have for an option there. Quote, we recognize that some people face challenges sharing their true gender identity with others. Let's explore that for a moment, shall we? You get born, you get a penis, you're a boy. You get born, you get a vagina, you're a girl. You grow up into a man, you have a man penis, you're a man. If you have a woman vagina, you're a woman. How is this confusing at all?
Use power. That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. We see it in every job. It's the same thing.
Well, it's not really about power, Louis, or maybe is it? I don't know, because, speaking purely scientifically, I must say that there are only 2 genders. I hate to rattle anyone's cage or offend anybody.
Yes!
No, I don't want to do that. Far be it for me to be that tunnel vision thinker traditionalist that thinks that there's only penises and vaginas. What, huh? Well, in their statement, Facebook says, we recognize that some people face challenges sharing their true gender identity with others. And this setting gives people the ability to express themselves in an authentic way, says Facebook. The new gender option is available to everyone who uses Facebook in the United States. Yes, we must further oppress the rest of the world. By empowering people to talk about their gender in their own words, Facebook continues to be a leader in its commitment to respecting and protecting LGBT users. GLAAD President and CEO Sarah Kate Ellis said, part of being who you are is just being able to describe yourself in a way that feels right to you. Facebook explained gender identity in February 2014. Now people can choose from options such as androgynous, gender fluid, intersex, and transgender. People can also choose what pronoun they prefer: he, his, she, her, or they, their. And they can control the audience who sees their gender.
Listen, you fucking fat whore.
Whoa, okay, missed the button on that one. What the heck? Kirsty, have you been drinking today?
I've been going out on dates.
Oh, that explains it. Men, women, or trans-liquid fluid octopus persons? Which have you been doing that?
I want to have monkeys.
You want monkeys? Okay, well, I guess we all have to support your right to go out and date monkeys.
You are
a douchebag. Yes, I know. People can choose what pronoun they prefer. Yes, blah, blah, blah. The move was not without controversy. Oh, no. It was praised by some and condemned by many. And that currently is sitting in the huge debate here in the coffee shop. And I see, as I said at the start of this whole, fiasco/story, penises and vaginas, that's all we have. Anything else, you're diluting yourself. At least that's what I think. Of course, I guess we'll go to Louis for what he thinks.
You being Catholic, you realize that you can have birth control. You realize that?
Yes, sir. Yes, I do.
You know why, Chris? Because you're such a control freak, you don't want anyone to tell you what to do.
Really? Is that... Yeah? You think so, huh?
No, I don't.
Oh, my God.
He needs love, Chris. Come on.
Well, I know.
You gotta dispense more love from yourself. All these people are hurting here.
Jesus. Yeah, they're hurting, all right. If you're going to try and deviate from he and she, his and hers, man and woman, what the heck are you? Well, by definition, you'd be deviant. And fortunately, New Jersey so far has not banned the word deviant, because that's what I have used to officially replace retard in New Jersey. There we go. So, really? I just can't get past this. I can't get around. I can't. Oh, my God. Help me. Somebody help me. We've got to go for a 2-minute commercial break while I have a nervous breakdown. We'll be back in a few.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio
1. What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions? Abundant with rich, fertile soil. What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons. Always fresh. Always great tasting coffee.
Man, I've been to a lot of places over these past 50 years. Seen the whole true north strong and free. 'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Cooksville, Stouffville, Baynesville, Bowmanville, Bonnieville, Unionville, Oakville, Dunville, Brockville, Boucherville, Melville, Drummondville, Kentville, Grenville, Morinville, Maryville, Parksville, Stephenville, Sackville, Spring Hill, Westville, Walkerville, hanging on a windowsill. Hey! He said, wow, that's a lot of places. I said, hang on, there's more. I've been to Moncton, Picton, Shannon, Vernon, Stellarton, Hamilton, Nipigon, Nobleton, Yorkton, Brighton, Bolton, Beaverton, Brandon, Edmonton, Walkerton, Wyerton, Granby, Miriam, Gramercy, Charlottetown, Burnaby, Yellowknife, White Horse, Corner Brook, Nunavut. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I crossed the prairies bare, man. I breathed the mountain air. I've traveled, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere, man. Check it out. Ottawa, Wawa, Mattawa, Chippewa, Moose Jaw, Oshawa.
You walked into the hotel as a 5. But when she saw the room, you turned into a weird 7. When she saw the rooftop pool, you went to 11. You two should probably get a room. Oh, that's right. You already did. At Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slick back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out, we never style, we never go out of style. Take me out.
There's only one place to get more Taylor. We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Well, you know, there's only one place to get more Taylor. Oh, yeah. Right here at HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk for this Thursday, the 26th of February, 2015. 25 degrees in Central Park right now, and it's a cloudy day. And it's only 25, so it ultimately sucks. There you go.
Well, I'm a Shakespeare.
I know, George. We know this. We've been over this. Yeah.
Okay, good. We're in pretty good company.
Well, we are. You know, we don't need to qualify ourselves all the time.
Bullshitters, never keep your mouth shut. Always hustling, always looking for something to do and putting things together. That's the American. Look how they took the country away from England.
Well, ignoring England. Yeah, we have to express who we are. We have to be who we want to be. And that, of course, right now goes right on down to your gender. And I was staggered to find that there's not just penis and vagina for an option. No. Transgender, gender fluid, gender this, gender that, backwards gender. I'm really bored in high school, so I'm going to make up a new gender. That's really what we're talking about here. It's all these damn teenagers and their holes, their choice, and all that other BS.
You are a douchebag.
Well, I may be a douchebag, George, but I have officially gone into my Facebook now and changed my gender to Octopachyrdome Swick. And I am currently seeking a Dinis Terrafucus. Well, no, no beep there, Jen. No, see, Jenny's like all freaking out because I just said Terrafucus, but it's not actually a swear word, Jenny. It's Latin. So take your offense and get the hell out of here. But don't leave right now because you're pushing the buttons and making us go. So, yes, I'll digress for a moment. Yes, so I am Octopachyrdome Swick. That's what I am now. I've just made that up. And I am, of course, seeking a hot, wet Dinius Terrafucus because that's how I roll. What is wrong with people? What is, seriously? We as a society now have serious mental issues. It is no longer just something for the mental home out in the country there where all those crazy people go.
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
No.
I go a half an hour. Do I get $50,000?
Well, maybe if you're one of these new gender kind of prostitutes, you could get $50,000 an hour. Yeah, maybe. But no, not for me.
He called me, and he called me, and he kept calling me, and I wouldn't answer the phone.
Well, yes, but that wasn't me. That was John Eade or somebody that, no.
Which woman are you married to or living with now? The same one? The mother of the daughter? Or was it a boy?
No, see, you traditional thinker, you. I no longer seek women, and it's not a boy. It's a gender-fluid octopus squeal okie thing. And, of course, I am no longer seeking women. I have a penis. Yeah, actually, no, I have an octo-testicle thing. What the hell do I have? See, I don't know. I got to come up with a new name for my thing now in my pants because it can't be penis anymore. Surely not. I'm an octopachyderm swick. It's very sad, George, especially for you, because of course you've led the way for LGBT rights and parades and everything else in this great world, and now look what you've done. Look what you've done. Now we've got these people who are sitting on the toilet on a Saturday night, bored, thinking, geez, well, what can my gender be? Oh, I'll be an octopachyderm swick.
You are a douchebag.
Yeah. And, of course, I'll have to find my opposite gender, which, of course, would be the Dinius Pterofuckus, and yeah. and, damn it, where's my right to put that on Facebook, for God's sake? What's this him-her stuff? That's not fair.
I bribe children. I pay them $10 an hour.
Okay. I'll just leave that there.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
All right, Louie. Fine, we'll move on. I know we got a lot more to cover today, but I just can't get over that. How freaking stupid is everybody, it seems now. Like, everybody. Even Bill Shatner is an idiot. No, he is. He's on Twitter. Oh, yeah.
Tweet. Now we're on Twitter and we tweet together.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you and Bill Shatner can have it, thanks. I don't swing that way for my news.
He enjoys being the center of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's on the set, he dominates. You may have heard about some of the difficulties that cast members had.
Well, you know what, George? Just suck it up. It's a job. Okay, just do your damn job.
Do you think I'm sexually aroused by Mr. Shatner?
Well, I'll tell you. No, don't laugh. I'll tell you, you can't be now, because if Bill always has to be at the center of everything, you can bet now he is going to be an octopachyderm swick, looking for his own Dinius Pterofuckus. Yeah. I guarantee it.
You are a douchebag.
I'll live with that title, thank you. Well, in London today, the Islamic State militant known as Jihadi John, who has been seen in YouTube videos of hostages' beheadings more than once, was identified apparently today by a joint task force effort by the BBC and, of course, the Washington Post. Yes, those two news agencies often team up together. Yeah. No. Okay. Well, apparently his name is Mohammed Mzwawi, who is in his mid-20s. Mm-hmm. And get this. We're fighting in Iraq and Iran, Syria, Libya, Afghanistan, soon to be Korea. Is he from any of these places? No. No, he is a Kuwaiti-born British man from West London. Yeah, there's an acting gig you didn't expect you were going to get, huh? Yeah. Yeah, the BBC said he was known to British security services who chose not to disclose his name for, of course, Operational reasons, yes, because they're hard at it in their operations of beheading Westerners on YouTube. Those British special services, yeah. Jihadi John has appeared in videos showing the killings of U.S. journalists James Foley and Stephen Sotloff, U.S. medic Abul Rahman Kasig, and Britain's David Haines and Alig Henning. The black-clad militant also appeared in a video last month with Japanese hostages Yaruna Yakarawa and Kenji Goto. And I'm thinking what's happened here. They were both later killed, by the way. I think what happened here is that the behind-the-scenes DVD was released, and of course they've got video footage of him, joking with his British hostage there, Mr. Haynes. Oh, bloody good, John. Yes, oh, right, Haynes. Well, here's a look at some of the videos that Jihadi John is believed to have appeared and killed in. August 19th, the masked militant first appears in the gruesome video that shows Foley being killed. In the video, he threatens Sotloff. September 2nd, a hooded Jihadi John kills Sotloff. Moments before the murder, he says, "I'm back, Obama, and I'm back because of your arrogant foreign policy towards the Islamic State." Oh, wait, I guess I should say that as he would. "I'm back, Obama, and I'm back because of your arrogant foreign policy towards the Islamic State. God bless the Queen." Yes, there we go. The militant threatens British Prime Minister David Cameron in a video that shows Haynes' death. Quote, "For being a bloody lapdog, Cameron, you will drag your people into another bloody and unwinnable war," the man says. Henning's beheading on October 3rd is posted on YouTube, with Jihadi John saying, quote, "Obama, you have started your aerial bombardment of Shams, Syria, which keep on striking our people. So it is only right that we strike next to your people," the masked militant said. Cheerio and pip pip. Well, on November 16th, a militant clad in black with a concealed face again is pictured next to a severed head that says he belongs to Kasig. Quote, "Here we are, eagerly waiting for the remainder of your crusading armies to arrive," Kasig's purported executioner says in the video, addressing Obama and the West. His beheading was not shown. They had to save the budget. Yes. January 20th, the masked militant makes his face again, his first appearance in about 2 months, this time threatening 2 Japanese hostages, Yakawa and Goto, and demanding a $200 million ransom. To the Prime Minister of Japan, although you are more than 8,500 kilometers, 5,280 miles, isn't that nice? He does the conversion in the video for them. From the Islamic State, you willingly have volunteered to take part in this crusade, the militant says. You have proudly donated $100 million to kill our women and children, to destroy the homes of Muslims, and in an attempt to stop the expansion of the Islamic State, you have also donated another $100 million to train the apostates. You know, he's lucky the samurai aren't still around, because Japan would just boat over about 80 of those guys, and, man, you want to talk about beheading? You'd be schooled.
You are a douchebag.
Yes, I am, and I'm all for bringing the samurai back. In the latest video featuring the militant believed to be Jihadi John, the Tokyo government has warned of carnage wherever your people are found. To the Japanese government, you like your foolish allies in the Satanic Coalition. You have yet to understand that we, by Allah's grace, are an Islamic caliphate with authority and power. Yeah, damn you. An entire army thirsty for your blood, the militant said. Yeah, again, who's the emperor right now? Oh, they don't have an emperor anymore because, well, the English destroyed that, didn't they? Yeah, well, somebody over in Japan, let's loose some of those samurai and get over there and get this stuff dealt with, shall we? We'll just straighten this stuff out right now. And then, of course, Japan could actually make money hiring the samurai out to other countries. And, yeah.
Okay, good. We're in pretty good company.
See, I think we are. And I got all the answers. Just come to me.
I've said too much.
No, okay. All right. Well, denounce your relationship with me, and you've never heard of me. There we go. Just stick with that. Well, moving on here. Yes, more ISIL news, because, well, we just can't get away from ISIS and ISIL because they're so badass. Yeah. The number of Christians abducted by the Islamic State in northeastern Syria has risen to more than 250 today. The Sweden-based Syrian Network for Human Rights in Syria said it has documented the number through local organizations and its own observers. Earlier Thursday, the United Kingdom-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights put the number at more than 220 and said the civilians are kidnapped from 11 villages near the town of Tel Tamir over the past 3 days by the militants who control vast swaths of Syria and Iraq. See, now there you go, Samurai. Now you know where to look. Yeah. God damn it. Well, we got to go for our second commercial break. When we come back, I'll finish that little sucker up, and then we'll talk about something really important like the black hole that has been discovered, soon to swallow up the entire galaxy. We're all going to die. Back in 2.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1.
Good morning. Welcome to Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where fresh always tastes better. What can I make you this morning?
How about our new flatbread breakfast paninis? Made fresh, just for you, with your favorite breakfast ingredients on maple or multigrain flatbread, then grilled to hot, melted perfection. Just $2.99. Who couldn't warm up to that?
Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where quality really does meet value.
Once again, every sip of your favorite coffee gets you closer to spectacular prizes with the return of Roll Up the Rim to Win. Like one of 1,000 Napoleon Gourmet Grills. One of 100 $5,000 MasterCard prepaid cards. One of millions of coffee and food prizes. Or one of 40 Toyota RAV4s. It's the coffee you love and the cup you love to roll.
You walked into the hotel as a 5. But when she saw the room, you turned into a weird 7. When she saw the rooftop pool, you went to 11. You two should probably get a room. Oh, that's right. You already did. At Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slicked back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out, we never style, we never go out of style. Take me out.
There's only one place to get more Taylor. We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Well, you know, she's got that right. Welcome back to the big program this afternoon. Coffee and Cigarettes, the Thursday Double-Double, brought to you by Tim Hortons, New York City. Now with 8 fine locations in the city to serve your coffee and baked nummy needs. Hit them up, Tim Hortons, New York City. Yeah. So we're cruising around here today, this afternoon, on the Thursday Double-Double. For the 26th of February 2015 with George Takei. And, yeah.
I'm a Shakespeare dog.
I know, see? And don't laugh. And the one, the only Kirstie Alley.
I said too much.
Okay, well, we'll stick with that. And Louie, the Leo Rivers Lawless, right there.
We were 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award.
And you didn't.
And we didn't.
No. Yeah, there you go.
I said too much.
Yeah, you have. You won't shut up, actually.
Okay, good. We're in pretty good company.
Okay. Well, today on the show, of course, topping the hour was the huge, probably never-ending debate now, or at least it should be, about Facebook's choices in your gender. Now giving you the option to become, quote, an octopecardon swick. And, of course, go and seek your Dinius terrafucus today. Yeah. Well, this raises a whole bunch of questions now. This really does. Because if, the masses out there are that bored and retarded... Oh, sorry, I can't use that term anymore. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I can. We're in New York. We're not in New Jersey. Eat it. If we're going to be that retarded, I mean... There's a lot more implications to this, and I don't like talking about this gender fluid crap because, of course, the more you talk about it, the more it lends it some validity, and I don't think there's any validity to be earned there. This is just the rantings of a bunch of morons, and but you have to look at the bigger picture, and of course, the bigger picture is. It just kind of hit me during that Taylor Swift Target commercial there on the break. Taylor Swift, she's this pretty blonde girl wearing all the pretty clothes and doing all the pretty pop star things. And, it used to be that pop stars used to be, what's the word? I guess role models. Yes, thank you. For our youth and growing up and all that good stuff. And I'm sorry. I'm just confused because you have to wonder, 5 or 10 years from now, how this is going to affect overall markets and things that are major corporations. Facebook's no slouch in the corporation department, of course, and, they're embracing this. Well, now you get 59 different flavors of your Baskin and Robbins sexuality. Take all 59. Or indeed, of course, today the 59th option is indeed fill in the blank. So, of course, I've made myself an octopacardome swick, obviously, because that's what it tells me is in my pants.
The music is fantastic. Oh, you got to hear it.
Yes, Louis, the music. But look forward with me, ladies and gentlemen of the jury here. Think about where it is going to be. In our motion pictures, in our television, we have seen over the last 10 years, 20 years, that complete change from man-woman relationships. Now everybody's got to have the token lesbian relationship in their TV series, or the token homosexual boy relationship in their TV series, or we have to bring back Spartacus because back then all the Roman men used to have sex with boys, and it's okay now. We can put that out there. Yeah, well, 20 years ago, you put that out there, what would have happened? All kinds of not good. And so now, with all these 59 other flavors of gender choice, where does that leave, I don't know, romantic novel writers, for example? Are they going to be forced now to write romantic novels between an octopacardome swick and a Dinius terrafucus? Is that really? Is that going to happen? What else? Movies. God, the whole romantic, all these kids going nuts for their Twilight movie series and Harry Potter and where is it going to end? Because now that we've got, these lovely new, 59 flavors of sexes, well, now we have to come up with names for all of those people, right? Because they can't just be Joe or Betty. They can't be George or Kirsty. No, because, George is a man. He's a gay man, but he's still a man. He has a penis, and he knows how to use it. Kirstie Alley, of course, is the hottest thing since sliced bread in womandom, and she's a hot little saucy number, and she's, yeah.
I like doing interviews when people ask me questions that no one else asks me. If it's the same question that I'm asked, I think I turn into a robot. I'm going to make you a deal. When I am having sex, I am going to call you. I'm going to call in. I'm going to have early morning sex.
Well,
all the sounds that are appropriate. If the guy's bad, I'm going to go, this guy cannot a tree.
A tree. A tree. Well, see, maybe that'll be one of the things, Well, I have sex with trees, but no, seriously, like where does that leave our romantic movies? Our rom-coms. Are we going to see Jennifer Aniston now have to undergo some sort of special effects V-Neil prosthetic thing to assume her new identity as a Dennis Terrafuckus so that she can do the rom-com of the Dennis Terrafuckus people out there who, it's great that you're laughing. I'm glad I'm being funny, George, but I don't think this is going to be good.
It's the worst thing that's ever happened in our lives.
Yeah. No, well, I could say that. Yeah. That, well, maybe. So that's what the first segment of the lovely show today has been about, and I guess the debate will go on endlessly forever. Yeah, but we don't have that kind of time.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
All right, well, moving on. We were talking about the identity of Jihadi John there. And of course, now the news today that 250 more Christians have been taken hostage by ISIS, and there's going to be one hell of a run on bandwidth at YouTube very shortly. And well, now we're talking about these abductions, which actually started Monday, caused thousands of residents to flee and become refugees in other nearby cities. The International Orthodox Christian Charity said Thursday that it and other religious charities are providing food, medical attention, and emergency aid to more than 1,000 displaced Syrian families seeking shelter in local churches in the town of Hasaka. And be warned, you ISIS bastards, because Hasaka sounds an awful lot like Osaka in Japan. And that, of course, is where the samurai come from. Yes. And in case you just joined us and you missed it, I offered up that Japan needs to not take this from these filthy sand dogs, and they need to just put 100 samurai on a boat and send them over to the Middle East and start cleaning house, because that'll fix it. You want to talk about beheading, you can learn from the masters. Well, more than 600 of the refugees involved right now are children, the organization said. On Wednesday, Osama Egward, founder of the Assyrian Human Rights Network, told CNN that the Islamic State, also known as ISIL, planned to release a video message aimed at President Obama, of course, and threatening to kill scores of Christian hostages. The video has not yet been released, but we are waiting with bated breath. Yes. Edward said he feared the Assyrian Christians taken hostage would face the same fate as members of Egypt's Coptic Christian minority. 20 of them were beheaded in a gruesome video released by ISIL earlier this month. Now, the U.S. State Department issued a statement condemning the abductions and ISIL's brutal and inhumane treatment of those who oppose the group. The White House released a similar statement today, and the United Nations Security Council strongly condemned the abductions and demanded immediate release of the hostages, or they were going to write a letter. Well, on Wednesday, influential Sheikh Anwar Asi El Obedi told the Al Jazeera News Network that 118 Iraqi men and 9 boys were abducted by Islamic State militants near Tikrit. 3 days before. Most of them have relatives fighting against the militant group, he said. Al Jazeera reported on Thursday that 51 of those had been released. There have been some victories. On Tuesday, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights reported that 132 Islamic State members were killed and that control of 70 villages in northeast Syria have been wrested from the group in recent days. But no other details to that end. So, I'm going to stick, good old Chris Crash Jesus, the Octo Packardome Swick. I'm going to, of course, stick with the 100 samurai to be sent over from Japan as soon as possible. Thank you. So moving on. Well, even on to bigger and better news. Are we going to die at the hands of ISIL? I doubt it. More likely the black hole that was discovered 2 billion light years away. Yes, well, space lovers, we introduce you to Galaxy PDS 456. It's a quasar, a young, bright galaxy that's powered by a supermassive black hole. According to NASA, it's more than 2 billion light years away from Earth right now. Just how bright is this quasar? Well, in a galaxy far, far away, its mass is 12 billion times that of the Sun, and it sustains winds that emit more energy per second than 1 trillion of this solar system's suns. Yeah, stick that in your pipe and smoke it. NASA shared this discovery today as part of its broader research on how black holes interact with their host galaxies. For the first time, NASA's Nuclear Spectroscopic Telescope Array, or NuSTAR, and ESA, the European Space Agency's XMM Newton telescope, are working together to prove what astronomers have suspected, that the winds from the black hole blow outward in all directions, creating a spherical shape. Black holes are defined, they're not designed by NASA. They're defined by NASA as a region of space having a gravitational field so intense that no matter how many genders we say we have, no matter or radiation can escape it. When matter is pulled into a black hole, it creates energy. By blowing outward in all directions, black holes play a part in regulating what's around them. We know black holes in the centers of galaxies can feed on matter, and this process can produce winds. Really? A black hole fart? Well, this is thought to regulate the growth of the galaxies. Fiona Harrison, the principal investigator of NuSTAR, NASA's Nuclear Spectroscopic Telescope Array, said in a NASA press release today that the entire report, the black hole feedback in the luminous quasar PDS 456, can be found, of course, in its entirety in detail in the February edition of Science Magazine. So get out to your local newsstands there and pick that one up, because, you bet your Dinius Terrafuckus that you want to be reading that one. You do. You just do. And finally today, on the big program, we have a story about a rare disease that they're saying could turn a boy into a mannequin. Yeah, I don't even know, man. What the hell is that? Well, cover your ears, Christy. This might be heart-wrenching for you because it's a cute little boy. The 3-year-old Jarvis Budd is one of 13 people in Australia to suffer from a very rare disease called fibrodysplasia officians progressiva, or human mannequin disease. This means that with every minor fall or injury, he runs the risk of his joints seizing and triggering abnormal bone growth. Yeah. Eventually, bone replaces muscle and connective tissue and forms outside the skeleton, effectively becoming a second skeleton and restricting growth. The heart is exempt, I should say. The eyes are exempt, and the brain is exempt. Jarvis's mom, Lara Boniface, tells us. They're imprisoned in the body, but they're mentally alert, mentally smart. The disorder is so rare that the National Institutes of Health estimates that only 1 in 2 million people worldwide have it. adds Fox News. Boniface is talking to genetic researchers at the University of Queensland about how to study it, and she's monitoring a treatment trial in the U.S. and holding a fundraiser for advocacy group Rare Voices Australia. We don't know when it's going to start, she says. We will want to raise a normal, strong little boy. We don't want to put him in a bubble and turn him into someone who's scared all the time. No. So there he is. Like, how about that? What do you do when you live in that shoe? Let me tell you, that's not a good situation there for that little boy. And I don't know, George. Do you think he needs more coffee? Could be. I think he needs more coffee.
I have a bajillion animals, and I have animal wranglers. You know, you have to have people working for you to take care of the animals.
Yes, because you shouldn't be doing work like that yourself. My God, no.
He has my phone number, so he could call me at any time.
Oh, the little boy you're talking about. Yeah, okay.
Yes!
All right, cool. Okay. Well, it's good that you're offering your support. I mean, you know, that's a pretty tough thing to deal with, that is.
It's the worst thing that's ever happened in our lives.
Yeah, not good at all. It's worse than being interned, isn't it, George? Well, gang, I'm getting waved at here. Yeah, there it is. It's time to go. Well, I'd like to thank HTLA Radio 1 New York's best talk, of course, for having us again today, Thursday the 26th, for your double-double on coffee and cigarettes. Many thanks to special guest Louis Lawless.
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Absolutely. And, of course, the one, the only, Kirstie Alley.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Great to have you. And, George.
I've enjoyed it thoroughly. It has been a fantastic experience.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Yeah.
I've said too much.
Yeah, you have. You won't shut up. This whole show, you've just been talk. Well, a reminder to everybody out there to keep it locked right here tomorrow, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, for your Friday Frappuccino, close out your week with a bang, as it were. And again, thanks to my special guest / co-host there. It's great having you as always. And I got word next week we may have Gilbert Gottfried here. Yes, you never know. Yes. Yeah, that's about all I got to say. So let's get this music up, get on with your Thursday, and we'll see you Friday.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.